I have tried filming this multiple times. This is not a live stream, this is just a simple video, and it's an explanation on what's been going on, or kind of a vague explanation on the happenstances and occurrences within Madeline, otherwise known as Valente's life. A lot has been going on, and it's to the point where if I continue remaining mute or vague or dancing around what I really want to say, it's going to put me at such a dissonance within myself that I won't be able to make anything the way I really want to make it. So, therefore, I want to just speak and talk, and this is very, 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 very uncomfortable for me, especially with the topic involved, because I never, ever, 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 ever talk about things like this, nor do I sit down and do really serious videos, nor do I explain a lot of things I do. I just do it, and sometimes I expect people to get it, or sometimes I expect people to just look over it. But the enormity, how big, I should say, this situation or this transformation or what has been happening or what has happened or what is going to happen, all of those, has made on me as a person. The impact of what has been happening on me as a person has just skyrocketed to a level I never realized. But then again, the situation itself is very big, at least to people who are looking from the outside in. For a lot of you, you're not going to get this. That's okay. For a good number of you, you're going to get this, and a small fraction of you, you're going to be like, I knew it. So for those of you who were like, I knew it, congrats. Not really, just whatever. So let me talk about Madeline a couple months ago. Let's say 8 or 9 months ago. I believe 9 months ago. I was just living my life. I was working on my channel, just getting everything together, working on merchandise, just having a good time and really getting myself back on my feet again. I experienced a lot of change within that time period and a lot of just self-improvement and self-actualization, if that's a word. And I was just living pretty good. And I was fine with where I was. I wasn't really looking for anything different. I was just wanting to build consistently. But the funny part is, sometimes the train of destiny likes to make pit stops, very large pit stops that, you sit there for a long time because the person has to fill in, what's it, like, on the Polar Express in the back, or they had to, like, whatever. The thing that keeps the train moving? That's what it is. I don't know if they use fuel, coal, or gas. So anyway, very irrelevant. But on the train of destiny, you make a pit stop. And for me, that happened, and it was the most just, what's the word? Uncommon, unbeknownst to me, and just completely unexpected, that's the word. The most unexpected situation or occurrence happened. One that you would only imagine would be in like a movie or a book or, on Archive of Our Own. Y'all know, y'all be watching or reading all those fics and stuff. But it's those occurrences that you usually think would stay in those places. But when it occurs in your life, it means that it's that's pretty special. But then after that, you go into a whole whirlpool of doubt, fear, confusion, and the high belief that you have lost your beep, 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 beep mind. I went through that because I was feeling a surge of emotions. I was crying. I was confused. I couldn't eat. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't think without thinking about this one occurrence in my life that I never thought was possible, that I never thought was supposed to be in my life, that I never thought was meant for me, or I was meant to intermingle with this aspect of my life. Because this thing that happened in my life, this beautiful thing that happened in my life, it came from, or it stemmed from, something I've loved for so long. Just a whole thing, a whole concept that I've loved for so long, and that created Valente, that made me who I am. The idea that something that I used to watch, listen to, enjoy, travel to see, giggle with my friend about, to have that interact with me in a way that I never expected it to. It took me for a whole transformation, and one that I did not expect. So, upon this, I started thinking, I started having a lot of questions. How was something that I've just loved for so long, how does this beautiful little part of it touch me and look at me and want to know more about me? And I want to know more about this piece of what I've loved. And not only do I want to know about it, I want to love that piece more than how I loved the thing it came from. And again, I started asking questions like, this is a 1 in a million situation. This is something that only happens in Neverland, right? Why would someone like me experience this? Am I just sensationalizing it? And I'm not one to do that. Am I just thinking too heavily into it? But then there were pieces that just kept falling into place that helped me understand what was really going on, and understand that everything that I thought was, not quite what it was exactly what it was. Like I said, if you're 8 minutes in this and you're like, I don't get it, that's okay. And so again, I started thinking, why me? Like, why would something be given to me? Why would this person enter my life? And why not anyone else? And then I looked back at Madeline in 2014 when she just made Valente, when she just got into YouTube and BTS. And I just cared about, the genre just as a supporter, and BTS just as a group and just doing their thing, and I just always supported them that way, and I never exceeded boundaries. I never went farther than that. And so it's really, really weird, and it's a really uncommon experience for, for the thing you've been supporting, for the individual you've been loving, as a fan, and caring about and just buying their stuff, doing things of that nature. It's much different when things are reciprocated, but on a more profound and interpersonal level. And that's what happened. So when things are on a level that I never expected, when something's a little too close for you to understand, or something that you thought could not happen nonetheless to you, you tend to just freak out And that's exactly what I did. I ran away. I hid. I stayed off the internet because I was trying to process what was being given to me, what information was being sent to me. And I was like, no. I just kept saying to myself, no, this can't happen. I'm this person. I'm Madeline. I run a K-pop channel. This isn't, what I do, or this shouldn't happen to me. I should just stay running a K-pop channel. I should just stay being a fan. And so I hid. But the most difficult part is you can't hide from something that's meant for you. I hope I'm making sense. I started questioning among these months, like, again, why me? I come from a very small place in Minnesota. I just run a K-pop channel. I'm one out of millions of people who pay attention to you. Why me? And I didn't understand, why do I get this? Or more so, am I really meant for this? Is this really something that I'm allowed to have? I started thinking, I don't deserve this because, number one, I don't see anyone else having something like this. I don't see anyone else having this opportunity, and I don't see why I'm a fit for it, or why would someone, think of me that way, in that position, or in that lifestyle, because we are from two different worlds, right? And we meet in the middle, but in a way that we didn't expect. But through a lot of tears, through a lot of crying, through a lot of just writings, just journaling my feelings, seeing more information come to me, just really understanding where I come from and where I'm going, and just why this whole situation happened, I realized because it was just meant to happen like that. And you have to see beyond who you are and who the other person is to understand that it's way beyond your all of this, where I live, how much money I have, how many people know my name, how many people scream my name, how many awards, things like that. It goes way beyond that. It's just more so you have one person and another person, and they feel something. And because of that, you have the option to move forward with it. But then again, it brings more questions. Like, would people believe that a girl like me could get this? Do I believe that I could have someone like this? Is there a catch? Is there a catch here? But no. And there's no catch on my side. I don't know how coherent this sounded. But again, when something is meant for you, you have to take the opportunity, regardless of how the opportunity looks on the outside or how you encountered the opportunity. And sometimes it's going to be something no one else understands because it's only meant for you to experience, and it's meant for you to learn about and live in order for the world to know how it works. So I don't know how Valente is going to continue. Again, I'm not going to get too deep, but I hope this gives some sort of clarity to why I've been gone. If something happens, something happens. I didn't really make this to make anything happen. I made it to just express what was going on, and I made it to just talk and really let myself be free. And it's a good feeling. You should try it. Just talk about stuff. But yeah, everything's gonna work out. Like I said, I've been through a long period of confusion and just not knowing I knew exactly how I felt the whole time, but I just didn't know how anything was going to get concretized here because of how different we are and because of how uncommon everything is. But I think that's the joy of just seeing what happens. So, with that being said, thank you very much for watching. I hope everyone has a fantastic whatever.